Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of our Let's Play build guide for Poisonous Concoction Pathfinder. We wrapped up day 1, level 62, now we're at 83, we're at depth 128. It's getting a little bit more difficult, but I have made some changes to my gearing and changes to my skill gems that make progression quite a bit easier. In terms of the passive skill tree, I did sort of change conceptually how I want to plan out the last portion of it, so I will be going over what we're going to do with that going forward as well. In terms of the gear, what stayed the same was this body armor. I think we dropped it. It's eye level 38. We dropped it really early in the league. It's been carrying us this far. I have not yet found a 5 link with the proper colors, so we're sticking with a 4 link. No complaints yet. The shield is still the beginner shield. I do plan on changing this probably tomorrow. I'm going to craft a better shield. This is really good though. Like if you read the stats, has 28% chance to block attack damage. It has 30% chance to block spell damage as well, and it generates endurance charges. We are going to miss the chance to block spell damage, but there is another way to generate endurance charges once we get a new shield, and the new shield will also have similar chance to block attack damage. So we'll be trading off spell damage block for, like, hopefully we'll get some good stats on our crafted shield, and we'll go over how to craft that maybe tomorrow, because it's not something we need to worry about anytime soon. Now, as for the gear, that is a big upgrade. I would say this ring is the biggest upgrade. Cursed enemies with despair on hit with 20% increased effect. Now, the way you drop this is you drop it from a contains chaos items node. This is the second one right here. At the end of the video, we'll path to it and we'll see what drops. It has a good chance of dropping a despair on hit ring. So look out for that node and just cross your fingers you get a decent despair on hit ring. This one's pretty good. It also dropped for me this one that has a mod, chaos damage leaves his life. Now I thought this was going to be pretty good, then I did the math and it turns out even if all 9 of my potions hit enemies, I heal about 30 life, so it's not that crazy. But I'm still using it. It's a decent ring. It has resistance, it has life. Now, this is the best piece of gear that I self-crafted. So I dropped the 2-tone boot base. If you drop a 2-tone boot base, I was just crafting a boot with it, because the implicit is basically like a 4th suffix that has resistance on it. The way I crafted this was I just threw on an essence. I think it was like a chaos essence, so I got 20 chaos res guaranteed, and then I lucked out. It also had movement speed and it had 2 more resistances. There's no life on it, but obviously life is just luxury when you're doing SSF delve. So I'm pretty happy with these boots. They're like 100 resistance. That's pretty crazy. It allowed us to drop both of our purities. We're no longer running any purities, and we're almost fully capped. Now the cold is a little bit low, but we still are running the bismuth flask, which bumps everything up to like really high. So we could technically lose some resistances, or we could get a little bit more cold, and then we could take this off for like an evasion or a sulfur flask. Either one, if we want damage or if we want tank. Now, I also crafted the amulet. I had my filters show I had it show bases that had strength as the implicit, as well as either dex or int. So the citrine amulet and the agate amulet or something like that. I don't know how you pronounce that. And then I would just throw an alchemy orb on it. Like, make sure you're using your currency. I have 20 alchs, 16 chaos. Probably should have less, but I'm not crafting that much right now. I was aiming for even more strength, so here I got it. I got the 30 all attribute, and I got some resistance on it. The reason why we need a lot of strength is because the shield we're going to be crafting has a base strength requirement of 160. And also, once you drop your purities, like once you actually get decent gear with a little bit of res on it, you're going to want to be using determination. And that aura also requires about the same amount of strength, about like 160. So we're aiming for 160. I'm actually at like 190. But that's okay. The helmet, again, it's just a little bit of life on it, a little bit of resistance. These gloves, well, they were better than what I was using before, but not by much. They just have, the only useful stat on here is the life. And the heavy belt, because it has strength as the implicit. This one's pretty good, it has double res, has life. In terms of the skill gems, we added increased area of effect onto the Plague Bearer, which you guys definitely should be doing. Well, we're using Grace and we're using Determination, and we are using, we have Precision somewhere. Where's my Precision gem? Here's Precision. Oh yeah, I guess we lost Culling Strike to put in Precision. Now, the reason we use Precision is because we want our potions to hit. Right now I have a 94% chance to hit, 85 on Evasive. Like technically this could, we'd want it to be 100, but as long as it's like fairly high, it'll be good. And there is a node that we're taking. Dexterity's accuracy bonus grants +3 accuracy rating per dexterity. That helps a little bit. Now, going over the passive tree, I unspec'd from here, but then I realized the life and mana gain for each enemy hit was actually really important, but thankfully you can get it here as well. This one might actually be better, I'm unsure. I might want to respec in here and take this out. So don't feel like you have to copy me here. Like if you leave this in, it feels pretty good. There wasn't really a big reason for me taking this off. I just didn't think I needed the mana gained on hit, and it turns out I did. So yeah, I would suggest just keeping it down here and maybe not getting up here, but do whatever. Now, the main thing is I am no longer going to path up here. In fact, I might actually take off this Chaos Res at some point. Haven't done it yet, but I might, because I want to be a max block character. So we're doing a lot of pathing down here, going down to here, which gives us recover life when you block, but all of this gives us block chance as well. Once we craft the shield, we're going to want to path up into here, just the left hand side, because then we're going to get more block chance, and we're also going to keep the endurance charge generation once we lose the unique shield. And then once we get a good shield, we'll also want to path down here. It's pretty good damage down here. This is also good damage. Now the main reason we came down here was iron reflexes, because I think armor is really good for delving. So now we have like 22,000 armor. We lost our evasion, but if we're going block, we don't really want evasion anyway, so that's fine. Some more life up here that I'll eventually get. Again, did I say there's damage here? I forget, but there's some good damage here. So yeah, this is just kind of like setting up to prepare for our block shield that we will be crafting. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, also an advantage of getting a lot of armor is our molten shell will be much more practical. It will be much more useful because we picked up molten shell, we dropped mortal call, and eventually we're just going to want to take a bunch of molten shell gems, evolve them until we get a vol molten shell, and then use that. That becomes more and more important as we scale our armor up. I haven't done it yet, but something I should consider doing. How many vols do I have? I have quite a bit of vols, okay. Alright, I think that about covers the changes. Let's head into the mines and see if we get another Despair on hit ring. Alright. So I guess the key takeaways from this video are, as you slowly level up and progress, you want to be looking for life and resistance, as well as strength on your gear, and you want to keep an eye out for this chaos node while you're delving down. You might need to get around depth 80 to start finding them. They're not too common. And then once you get enough resistances, you're going to want to put on Determination first, and then put on Grace if you can take off both of the purities. But it's fine, like maybe just keep purity elements and then put on Determination. And remember, as a Pathfinder, we can keep our Bismuth Flask up at all times, which is 35 all res. So you don't technically have to be at 75 resistances, you just have to be at 40 all resistances. So with Purity of Elements, it's pretty easy to hit 40. We really want that Determination aura. Alright. Let's see what we get. We're not going to get a ring, I don't think, because these are armaments, these are going to be weapons. That's unfortunate. No despairing. So I got pretty lucky that I had a ring chest when I ran this node the first time. But yeah, you might need to run a few of them to get the despair on hit. That about wraps up our day 2. If you guys are joining me on this journey in game, hopefully this advice has been helpful so that you guys can sort of have a roadmap. And if you're just joining me along for the Let's Play, well, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Alright.